I said, do you wanna fight me? Do you wanna catch these hands? Bitch, I'll catch you in the streets. I'm with that beef. Bitch, I'll beat your ass.
You know, it never ceases to amaze me, never, how people that come here from another country, because they're settled and, they're citizens already and they can speak English fluently, how they look down on other people who come here seeking the same, financial liberty or at least a better way of life than the places from which they came. I want to talk about Asia Maya's chopstick ass. These chopstick. This country does not go after Asians. You don't see that very much. No, get me wrong. Hold on. For somebody accuses me of being racist against Asians, no, I'm not. I'm just saying, don't you think it's strange that most of them are arrogant, right? And selfish, and a lot of them are just flat out just racist. But just a quick search, because Asia Maya just came out with a video talking about non-English speaking truck drivers, right? But if you were to just Google the damn thing, right, you'll look and see there are online U.S. trucking schools everywhere. This is not complicated. Let's just hold on, okay. Uh, United CDL will provide you with all this knowledge and practice whether you speak English or not. We have courses in several languages to facilitate your learning and help you have a new career. Hold on, let's just go down here and see. There's some more. Look at this shit. Midwest truck driver. No, let's skip that one because that's not a fair representation here. Get your CDL online with online CDL training. That's why it's important for commercial truck drivers to get the right ELDT training, entry-level driver training, from a professional trucking school before hitting the road. Online ELDT CDL courses. Come on, this is online stuff, And don't, what I'm saying is, there are some things that a person can learn, like you can learn about what a speed limit sign looks like. You can learn about the colors of signs, give you an indication of at least the sign is warning you of something, like yellow or orange. Orange is construction. Yellow is use caution. You can use the numerical system determining can you speak from 1 to 100 in English and stuff like that. Now these are simple concepts. What the government is saying now, and I won't even say it's the government, what some right-wingers are saying now is, if you can't read a paragraph, then when we put these warnings out on these digital billboards that say, tomorrow night on this date and that date, there are going to be high winds of 65 mile an hour. Is going to be like a blizzard supposed to be coming through, I think, Omaha today. I think I saw something like that yesterday because where I'm going, I was curious to know. I look a couple days ahead to see what's popping. So they're supposed to get some kind of blizzard today, right? Or that's what they said yesterday. It could have changed, again. But when they put all these warnings out, if you can't read the freaking sign, that's a problem. I agree that's a problem. But Chopstick here goes further than that. Chopstick wants you to just ban them all, I'm like, no, you don't ban them all. The problem is the head of the snake. It does you no good to tell Mr. Duffy, hey, Mr. Duffy, Mr. Nationalist and all that, hey, here's the problem. No, what Mr. Duffy should simply do is do sting operations on these trucking schools and these online training courses, and then you will stop the bleeding. You can't heal a wound before you stop the bleeding. You must stop the bleeding first. As long as anybody can just go up there and take these classes online, which means somebody else can actually take the courses for them, there's lots of things that can happen until you show up in a truck at a favored location with somebody that is hybrid and speaks English and your language. And you can take the road test with that person that speaks your homegrown language. That's what's going on here. What's going on here is people sneaking into the industry, having to almost not speak English at all. That's the problem. But hold on. So it doesn't do you any good to punish these people who are coming here seeking a better way of life. Rather, it's just like we have a problem with these illegal immigrants on these farms in this country, these warehouses in this country, and these construction companies in this country, because they hire people. So the problem is not the student seeking his freedom. The problem is the schools that are pimping them to get these grants, these $5,000 grants, $10,000 grants. They're getting these grants, online grants, so that the student could go through school through their program, whether it's an online program or if it's a physical building. I know because I've been through a few of them. And so the school gets these grants, and they're just happy. Them and the bank have this little hustle with the local state, like in Jackson, Mississippi, that local state police office is right on the same property as the damn school. And they'll pick you up. They don't care if you're homeless or not. You sign on the dotted line, and they bring you downtown and see, can they, forget about they don't care about what you say your history is. They take you to, I've been through this twice, both in Kansas City and in Mississippi. And what they do, they set you in this, they take you downtown, and they send you to this government building, and they set you in front of this computer. And the young lady or whoever's sitting at the desk, they ask you for your social security number and shit, and then they look at where the system of things says you've been working, right? Because you could be lying. And according to your W-2s and stuff, this is what I say, the government, sometimes they really act stupid, and some of these problems are easy to fix. The government knows everything. They know every time your social security number has been used for a W-2 process or for a 1099 process, the government has all that data already. And I know some of y'all maybe haven't been through nothing in life, and you didn't experience nothing. You don't understand what it's like to be broke or to be desperate or to be trying to find something to do other than McDonald's, or maybe you just can't have somebody hounding you all day. I didn't want somebody hounding me all day long. Just all day was riding you. McDonald's, Burger King, Burger Chef, Wendy's, Taco Bell, Pizza Hut, just all day long, just riding you all day long. I didn't like that. And so you're trying to find a way to get a job, to take care of yourself, right? And I'm just saying, trucking just fell in my lap. And I'm just saying, there are a lot of people this is why I say, you people that are ucking up right now, what are you going to do if you don't have trucking, if you don't have your there are 360 million people in the United States. Out of 360 million, only 3.5 million people have CDL licenses. Let me say that again. Out of 360 million people, only 3.5 million have commercial driver's licenses. So if you have a commercial driver's license, it is a privilege for you to have one, right? And it is insane to sit here and act like the government can't fix small problems. This non-speaking stuff is an easy fix. You do sting operations on the schools. They don't, because the schools have insiders that pay money to let them exist in the first place. Now, I know some of y'all don't understand this concept, but it's a hustle. I'm just telling you, it's a hustle. And until you understand that it's a hustle, you won't understand the problem. Don't punish the person seeking a better way of life. Punish the peoples that are offering a way for them to do so in an incorrect manner. So because if you don't have to speak English, you can just use programs, or you can do all your shit online, and then you come up to take the road test at your convenience with somebody that speaks your language and English, the person that's letting you take the road test. Well, hell, you beat the system, and you never spoke English. And now they got these earbuds thanks to Dirty Broke, which I'm buying one of these. I haven't got it yet. I got it pinned in the in Amazon. They got these earbuds that they look like like the headset for your phone, and you put them in your ears. And on your phone, there's an app, and you just put in the name of the language, and then you just listen. And the headphones will tell you in your ear what they're saying in that language. It's a very sneaky fucking thing to do, because I'm sure foreigners are doing the same thing. They might be sitting there with the DLT officer with them earbuds in, assisting them in these conversations, right? That would make sense to me, because how else are you going to go across the whole country and survive if you don't speak English? And which is why I don't think punishing the immigrant, whether it's on a farm, in a warehouse, or being in a trucking school, don't punish the immigrant, fix the problem. The problem is the system is so profitable, they're breaking all the rules in order to bring their own people in, because once they get here, they got to have a job. Now, Mr. Chopstick, you're not talking about these AB1 visas. Now, all you have to do is Google trucking jobs and AB1 visas, and you'll see in less than 10 seconds, those search results are going to show you websites where a person from another country can come here and get sponsored by a trucking company, a system that is designed. It's almost like the Underground Railroad. I mean, they help each other go through the process of getting someone to sponsor them to have an AB1 visa in the trucking industry. And if that job doesn't work out, just go to the next job in the system of things that will sponsor them and say, well, he'll work for me for the next 2 years or whatever, right? And if you don't like that job, it is a network. It is a network, and this is not hard to do. So, Mr. Chopstick, your ass is way up on your goddamn shoulders. Last I checked, didn't you just get a big old house for your mom and dad and your fiance or your wife, whatever you got going on? You didn't got to where's the FMCSA, some of these the trucking industry has embraced you, right? And so you're making, survival money out here. But I'm here to tell you, your ass is way up on your goddamn shoulders, bro. These immigrants are just trying to survive. Punishing the immigrants is not the answer. Telling Duffy about the goddamn immigrants. The problem is the slave traders is the problem. Oh, I know. We should use that word. So I know we shouldn't use that word. But these people are being pimped by state grants and by student loans. Now, before someone says, oh, that's the problem, it is the student loan process, and then they want to say, okay, here we go with DEI. DEI, to include everyone to be able to have a better life is not should not be a crime, right? And if you just avoid the student loan process, let me tell you the difference. If you go to trucking school and somebody hustles you like they did me, they talk to you, sit you down, and they look in the system of things and see, have you ever had a student loan? They don't just take your word for it. They ask you first, and then they look. They say, oh, shit, he hadn't had a student loan before, right? And then they use your social security number or whatever number they can find to give you. I don't know what it is for an immigrant, because that's a whole nother world. That's a whole nother rabbit hole. And Chopstick should know that rabbit hole, because some of his people have been down the rabbit hole and been successful in being a truck driver or whatever else they want to be in life, right? So what I'm saying is, use a social security number or whatever number that is available to immigrants, right? They put that number in the system of things. Oh, you haven't had a student loan. Okay. And then some politician will come up with a bill, And the bill through Congress will say, hey, we're going to allow people to use HB1 visas and this and that. They use this number and that number from their home country, from the United States, something generated, and use that number to be able to participate in the student loan program or in a state grant program. Why is this important? Because it's a money tree. Once they give you an eligible way to get in our system, then all they got to do is see, have you ever been in the system? If you haven't, then you got a fresh number, which means a student loan means they don't just give you enough money for the trucking school. You also get enough money for them to put you in a hotel. That's what they did me. They put you in a hotel for 8 weeks, and then the hotel gets so much of the student loan money right out. You don't get the student loan money. No, that money that they set you in front of that desk, you sign all that paperwork, that money goes to, some of it to the hotel, some of it to the recruiter sitting in front of you. I think you get $70 after you've been there 10 days, right? And then the school gets so much of the money, and the hotel gets so much of the money. And then they give you, the student, they give the student like a $110 check. Well, I've been through it twice, and both times, when it's all said and done, the student gets, per week that he's in the school, he or she gets a $110 check. And then the rest of it is just distributed out. And that once you graduate the school, you kicked out of the hotel, and hopefully they have you a job on graduation day. Or if you were snookered like I was, all they wanted was a fresh number, social security number to use. So when I graduated, nobody would hire me anywhere. Because first of all, the school said, we're not required to find you education. I mean, not education. I mean, a job, employment, because you have been convicted of a felony. And I said, yeah, well, when I signed up for all this, I told the man I was a convicted felon. I wrote it down on the paperwork. Well, sir, nothing. He promised me, he assured me I'd be able to get a job. And now here we are in graduation. You're handing out the jobs to everybody. Now you're telling me you're not going to, because you're not responsible for finding me a job because I'm a convicted felon. I was so angry. I had graduated with 94.1 average. I was in a hotel room. They'd feed you 3 meals a day. It was a beautiful thing. What I'm saying is, this is a system. And the bank gets paid. Let's say you go through the school and you don't get a job. Then after so long, those loans, student loans, are guaranteed. So the bank gets their money back anyway, whether you pay or not. They get the money anyway. So they're guaranteed loan. It's guaranteed student loan money. What I'm saying is, it's a system of things, bro. And unless you've been through it, you don't fucking understand. You can sit back on your chopstick ass and no, I'm just saying, it's not right to be condemning immigrants that come here seeking a better way of life. That it's wrong to act like they are the problem. They're not. They're seeking a better way of life. You would do the same thing if you was living somewhere where you wanted a better way of life. You know. So hold on. We are spoiled over here. We got clean water in most places. We got a bathroom everywhere with running water. We got toilets everywhere. We can eat, and even the poorest person in this country can survive and find something to eat. This country is the land of milk and honey. Anybody that wants to come here is privileged to get here. But if you have a freaking CDL license, there's only 3.5 million people here that have one. And people are trying to find ways to get this free money. I won't say free money, to get this money to put people in a program as a side hustle. And I'm not condemning them for that. I'm condemning the system of things, the government, for not monitoring something that you can simply Google. How to get a CDL license if you don't speak English. Just Google it. Instead of condemning everybody, and then present that to Duffy. Say, here's the problem. The pimp is the problem. The slave trader is the problem. Not the poor guy trying to get away. I mean, arresting people is insane. Just the arrogance with which Chopstick talks sometimes. Asia Maya talks like he's got his ass way up on his goddamn shoulders, man. These people are just trying to survive. So I don't condemn the person seeking a better way of life. All right, I don't. Anyway, those are my thoughts for a moment. You don't take my word for it. You can just simply Google some of the stuff. this is this is easy to do. You don't have to. You don't have to. Be all that smart and educated to see where the problem lies. You can simply Google some of this stuff. You're like, oh my God, H-1B1 visas, H-1B visas. These. Oh my. You mean it's agencies that are looking for people to put in trucking schools, to link up with trucking companies that participate in this system of things? All you have to have is 3 agencies working together, and they'll take somebody that's fresh, put them through the system, then they have a job, and they can stay here because they have a job. If they have a job and they're here, that means they're paying taxes. So let me say it again. If they have a job and they're here, they're paying taxes. The only way they're not paying taxes is the other thing that you're not complaining about, that Mr. Chopstick should be complaining about. It's the 1099 loophole in the American system. Because obviously, if you're not from here, you're not a citizen yet, I suppose one would get arrogant and say, well, why should I pay taxes? I mean, they're not going to give me citizenship or anything. So I could see how 1099 would be very attractive to a foreigner. Now, just think about that for a minute. So I'm sure some of them are not paying taxes at all. And no. And here's another thing. The government knows who everyone is. They know everybody that's on 1099. The government knows everything because these businesses and companies have to report it. So I'm telling you, the snake is not the poor person trying to seek a better way of life. It is the slave trader. It is the pimp. The person pimping the person is the problem. Anyway, that's my thoughts for the moment, because that is the loophole. And since Republicans love these loopholes, it's about money, 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 money. They allow this corruption to just get up. It'd be a small problem and end up being a big problem. So if there's only 3.5 million truck drivers, you figure, a couple 100,000, a few 100,000 immigrants may be out here in our system that don't speak no English. Literally don't speak no English, man. So I'm just saying, it's not funny, but I wouldn't punish the poor person. Anyway, that's all I got to say for today. Because I'm telling you, Chopstick's getting on my nerves. I'm going to go down a rabbit hole and I'm going to start looking into his motherfucking ass. I want to look how did Asian Mine's motherfucking ass get here? Where did his parents come from? Is his motherfucking ass... Now, let's keep it 100. I don't like people that have come here and now there's, everything's okay with them, and then they want to throw salt on all the other poor, disadvantaged people all over the world that are trying to seek a better way of life. So those are my thoughts for the moment. I'm sick of this. I'm warning you now. I'm warning you, Chopstick. I'm telling you. I will dig in your ass. You have not seen an investigation until you've seen BHW dig in your ass. I'm about to dig in your ass, bro. I don't like uppity ass people. You're uppity.